got back from the grocery store. I've got a big haul of stuff and I'm about to make dinner, and I'm making a new salad and then I'm making soup. And then I was also like, you know what? I should make chia pudding for tomorrow morning because I got some kiwis and some pears and just like some fun fruit that I don't normally get. We also made ninja creamies, like the base for them earlier. And it's really like a couple ingredients, so I can tell you what's in them. But when we make them tonight, I'll show you just like what's going in them and everything. We've got baby pancake on the floor. This is his current favorite jelly cat. It's a dragon. Cutie, who's that? Yeah, so this salad is inspired by a Dairy Boy Kitchen salad. So it says like herb salad. It's not gonna be exactly the same because I don't have every single thing she used, but yeah, and then I'm gonna make some soup. As you can see, it snowed, probably like, I don't know, like this much snow. It's gonna be a cozy dinner tonight. Also, I'll just show you what Greg was doing today. We got an Xbox. I can't even talk about it. But we have two sisters that come over all the time now to play Overcooked, and hopefully we'll get some other games eventually, but right now we're just obsessed with Overcooked. And we each have a controller and we're all like customizing our controllers to make them all different. This is Greg's. This is my sister's. She didn't have to customize this, it just came like this. Mine, Greg just added the new buttons today. So mine is like completely pink. So yeah, that is our controller situation. There's Willa watching her show. But yeah, they look so cute. The salad is so easy. I used white potatoes, but I've also made it with sweet potatoes and it is really good. So I just added them to a bowl with a little bit of olive oil, garlic powder, smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and air fried them for about 15 minutes until they were golden and crispy. And then for the base of the salad, I did a mix of chopped kale and arugula. But you could also do spring mix or spinach. It would also be really good. Then I did cucumber, some green onion, chopped fresh herbs. I did basil and parsley. Cilantro would also be good. And then I used this Naked and Saucy OG Nooch dressing. And then to amp it up a bit, I did tahini, lemon juice, and agave. And Greg is not even a salad guy, and he is also a huge fan of this salad. So if that tells you anything. And then for the soup, I just fried some onion and carrot, garlic, some Yves ground beef, and then I did some crushed tomatoes. I usually do diced tomatoes. This was a little bit more pureed than I expected. I don't usually do crushed, but it was okay. And then I just did broth, orzo, some of this sun-dried tomato pesto, garlic powder, dried basil, smoked paprika, fresh basil. My rule of thumb for things like herbs and garlic is if you're doing the fresh version, also add the dried version. So I was doing fresh basil and garlic. I also did garlic powder and dried basil just because it really amps up the flavor. Like, just add in the dried version of whatever fresh stuff you're doing. It makes it so good. And then I just added in some kale, peas, and nutritional yeast. Okay, so this is how I always prep my chia pudding. Turns out perfect every time. So I heat soy milk in a pot. It can be like steaming, doesn't have to be boiling. And then you want to add your chia seeds and whisk it together. And then whisk it a few more times, like leave it for maybe 5-10 minutes. Keep whisking it every once in a while. And then you can add in the rest of your milk and then whisk it again. And the warmth of the milk just congeals it a little bit so that the seeds don't sink down when it's overnight in the fridge. And it just makes it the perfect consistency. So then yeah, just pop that in the fridge overnight. We're about to make our ninja creami. So this is the base. Greg filled it a little too full, but it's just soy milk, vanilla ice cream flavored protein powder, frozen banana chunks, and cocoa. And it makes the best, creamiest protein ice cream ever. And so good. And then you can also do mix-ins, but Greg and I are splitting this and we're doing different stuff. So we have just some chopped up Cadbury plant-based. And I have some, this bag is so wrinkly, marshmallows, vegan marshmallows that I just like chop them up and put them in. And then pro tip, if you're sharing with someone, if you just put it in a normal bowl, it melts really quick. But if you put it in like an insulated cup, like a Yeti or something like that, then it doesn't really melt. So, what? Yeah, and you have a handle, so your hand doesn't get cold. And then Greg will just usually like eat it out of this with the handle, and then yeah, it doesn't like melt. So I like to just stir the stuff in by hand, but you can also press the mix in button. Honestly, we've kind of been having this like every night for a little while. Make it almost like a little s'mores vibe. I have these like animal crackers that I'll just crumble into. There's also like non-protein ice cream. Like I know everybody makes protein ice cream with the Ninja Creami, but that's just because it works so well. But you can make like regular ice cream too, like not healthy ice cream. And it's also very good. And it's like kind of like a blizzard. Love it. The chia is like perfectly mixed. Usually if you just like whisk it in normal milk, it'll be like mostly milk, and then the chia is all like really hard and condensed at the bottom. So that's why I like doing it this way. This is my foolproof chocolate nut butter. You just do some cocoa, nut butter, and agave or maple syrup, followed by a pinch of salt. The pinch of salt is very important. It makes it so good. And I do this with almond butter, but you could do it with any nut butter that you like. I am about to make some of my artisan bread. I have a recipe for it on Instagram, but I'm going to add beet powder to it, which I have in this bag. Got from Illuminate. See the color? Because I want to make pink bread. And I tried this, when did I try this? Like a couple days ago. And when I baked it, it just turned completely normal color, like it was brown. And I was very confused because the dough was hot pink. But I looked it up, and apparently you need to add ascorbic acid. So I went back to Illuminate, bought some vitamin C, which is what ascorbic acid is, and I'm gonna add 1 capsule of this, open it up and add it to the dough. And then apparently, because it's an antioxidant, it stops the color from oxidizing, or I guess whatever nutrient has the pigment. And then it'll hopefully stay pink. So I'm gonna try and do that. So I took my artisan bread recipe, and instead of just the 1.5 cups of warm water, I added beet powder into the warm water. And then into the dry mix, I also added a vitamin C capsule, trying to make the beet powder stay when it's cooking. And the dough is the most beautiful color. This is like Barbie pink. I'm obsessed. I had to have a little snow break with pancakes while that was rising. And then look at it, it's so beautiful, it's so pink. I had such high hopes for this loaf. And yeah, so this is what you do, you just shape it. There's no kneading really required. Okay, I just pulled her out of the oven. It looks pink. This is what the last one looked like on the outside, but on the inside, when I like pulled this back, it was just beige. But it looks still a little pink. We'll have to see. I think I might need more beet powder, but it definitely retained more of the color. Ugh. Dang it. I don't get it. Somebody in the comments, please help me, because what the heck? Help.